Inyang Okoro, the Justice of the Supreme Court that headed the presidential election petition appeal brought by Labour Party and PDP, is saying that Nigerians are tarnishing his image. Looking at his statement, it doesn't seem like Inyang Okoro has any image or reputation to protect. Where do we even start? Is it in 2016 when Nigeria's secret police raided his house and discovered thousands of dollars and pounds in cash, plus millions in naira? He will later claim in a petition he wrote to the then Nigeria's Chief Justice that the monies were a sum of the escrows he received the past years from the Nigerian judiciary. So as a jurist, he didn't know he wasn't supposed to keep such money in cash, more than $38,000 in cash, even if he made the money legitimately. Anyway, the blame must go to the Buhari administration because they eventually did not prosecute him for any crime. In fact, the secret police later cleared him of all charges. This was just about a year after APC came to power, so they felt that most of the judges were working for the PDP having been in power for more than a decade. So they used all sorts of ways to try to bring the judges to their side. So what is happening today in Nigeria, no one, especially the people from PDP side, should be complaining about it because they started buying judges in the first place. Not that it is good, but it is from the precedent that PDP set that APC now took to power raised to 10. They took it to a level Nigerians have never witnessed before. During the PDP years, judges at least held INEC to account. They held them to a certain level of responsibility. But this time around, never. INEC can say one thing and do another. They will never be held to account by any court. In fact, they've become law unto themselves. Judges will throw away thousands of votes cast by the electorate for a particular candidate just because of technicality. You can understand how deep the judiciary have sunk. They don't care how illogical what they are doing is. They continue to do it because they know there will not be any consequence. The whole system has collapsed. Who will hold a judge to account? Who will bring a corrupt politician to justice? What a shame. Nigerian lawmakers have abandoned the national anthem. They are now praise singers. Is this how they will hold the executive branch to account? The whole system is just a mess. The executive branch, the judiciary, the legislature, they have all become one. Who will hold each other to account? It has become a government of scratch my back, I scratch yours. If the executive branch needs something to be approved quickly, they will quickly run to the legislature and Akpabio will quickly approve it under 2 hours. If any problem arises and people go to court, especially after an election, they know that the justice will be for the highest bidder. So the whole system is just a mess. The pillars of democracy have collapsed in Nigeria. Back to Inyang Okoro's futile search for a non-existent reputation. This man headed the Supreme Court panel that heard the appeal of PDP and Labour Party. Despite all the massive evidence, they threw everything away. In fact, up till now, they have not given the Labour Party the certified true copy of the judgment they delivered. Which means that judgment has not been delivered up till now. That's what it means. After all, they only read out the PDP judgment. They never read anything about Labour Party. They only chorused among themselves one by one that they support the appeal court judgment. But where is the judgment? What are the reasons the Supreme Court justices gave for upholding the appeal court judgment? It is nowhere to be found. They've not been able to give that CTC to the Labour Party. What is happening in this country? So the same way that Inyang Okoro and his colleagues feel that they can turn a blind eye to issues of money laundering, to issues of certificate forgery, to issues as grave as drug trafficking, that they can look at all this and say no, that they don't matter. They looked at all the evidence of certificate forgery, they said no, it doesn't matter. And they expect Nigerians not to talk. It is that same way that they feel that they have the right to interpret the law however they wish. Nigerians also have the same right to free speech, to express themselves, express grievances when they see that justice was turned upside down, that justice was stolen, that it wasn't delivered, but it was given to the highest bidder. Besides, Nigerians pay the salaries of politicians and judges, so they deserve the right to criticize them. They even have the right to sack them because they are their employers. Never mind the fact that it is government that there is a procedure for removal of judges or corrupt politicians. But Nigerians can still do it because power rests with the people. If Nigerian people wake up one day and say, no, enough is enough, they will sack all these corrupt officials. The fact that Inyang Okoro and his colleagues feel that there is nothing wrong with a certificate forger being the president doesn't mean it is right. They simply don't care about the image of the country. But how can he care about his own image if he doesn't care about the collective image of Nigerians? That's double standards, laced with hypocrisy. The image of Nigerians have sunk to the lowest of the low. Imagine the FBI releasing files on someone you call your leader. They just released another batch of files that make up the thousands they will release on the person called Bola A. Tinubu. Although these files are heavily redacted, but you will know the person they are talking about. You will know, especially when you see things like forfeiture, things like laundry, and other crimes he committed while living in Chicago. How does Inyang Okoro feel about all this, the release of the FBI files? We will never know. But of course, they brought the judgment forward in order to avert the release of the files so that they will wash their hands and say, hey, we didn't hear about this one, we didn't see the files, so we are just making the judgment based on what is before us. Even what was before them, the judgment they made, did not reflect what was before them. Anyway, like already said, Nigerians can stop all this reckless impunity if they want. If they put their foot down and say now is the time, enough is enough, not tomorrow, not next year. If they decide now is the time, no one can stop the masses. We all know that Nigerians are not ready. The suffering is not yet hitting hard. Many people think that there are options. They can always travel abroad, go to another country and start working, that they will not be affected by the Nigerian security issues or economic crisis. But a time will come when you can no longer travel. Many countries are already tightening the visa processes for Nigerians. Even if you have money to meet all the conditions to travel, the money is becoming worthless by the day. Yes, if you could travel with about 10 million naira early last year, right now you might need about 15 million naira to do the same thing. So running away from a problem is like kicking the can down the road. You must still meet that can on your way down the road. So why not solve the problem now and be over with it? Thanks for watching.